So there's this thing called not taking yourself seriously because you don't want to look like a mess to other people. I've been a victim of it before. And I would say that that challenge started to dissipate for me when I arrived on set around this time last year for my very first feature film that I was leading. Don't ask me when it comes out because I don't know. And I showed up, and on the very first day, I was stumbling over my words. I only had like one line in a scene. This was probably the scene with the least amount of lines. It was the first scene because everything else was like about 85% me. And I was stumbling over my line, and I went back to the hotel that day because we were staying in Indiana, and I was just like, never again. This will never ever happen again where I will stumble over my line. Like I knew all of my lines. It was just my nerves that got to me. So when I woke up that next day, I woke up earlier than everybody else. I went on a run outside. I had my breakfast. It's time to go. Got in a car, went to set, never forgot a line for the rest of the production, nor any other production outside of that. And that's just a part of the work ethic that it takes to make yourself believe in you, right? Because not wanting to take the risk because of how other people see you. Well, let's talk about while you're not taking a risk, what that means for you, what that means for how you see you. You see you as a non-risk taker, which means that you don't believe in yourself at some capacity. And that's the worst type of belief system you can have outside of not believing in Jesus. So,
Sorry, I just want to bring attention to this vein, which means I mean what I say.
um, I just want to say that this year has been such an impeccable year, not just because of my self belief, but the people who have also poured into me, who I've worked with, who, whether they be actors or crew, people I've rubbed shoulders with, people I'm starting to become family with, people we grinding with. Like one day we gonna look back and be like, man, we made it from the mud, and now we here at the Oscars. But no, for real, I think that betting on yourself is an amazing gift that most people don't get a chance to do. Um, and outside of that, betting on yourself is something that most people don't get a chance to do. But also, betting on what is God saying. What has God put in me that I can bet on? What is that seed that God has put in me for me to birth and bring to fruition? That's an even more important bet than just betting on yourself, because we can do a lot of things by ourselves, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be blessed. It doesn't mean it's going to bless other people. It doesn't mean it's going to be impactful. And the one thing I can say for sure, is that the Lord has ordered my steps, and every step along the way, I am praying. Like before I had a agent who was able to go to bat for me, I said Jesus is my agent. Jesus was getting me all of my bookings all the way up until now. I just recently signed with DDO. And they were the first agent out of the last two agents who actually started getting me jobs. Uh and I'm still getting myself jobs alongside of that, but um I'm starting to see the team in my head around me, which I've always envisioned. Because as a student of Michael B. Jordan, he says a team is one of the most impactful things you could do for yourself. And that is a part of my 2026 goal, is to build a team around me that can sustain not just my talent, but my work ethic. If you really see what you're doing as a serious career, it's about work ethic, it's about team, and it's about talent last. So I'm excited and I'm celebrating myself right now because it's been a year. That's it. It's been a year. Around this time last year, I was coming from my first commercial. Shout out to Thread, it's a production company out of PA, and they booked me for my very first commercial in St. Louis. I drove down there for it, and I was the comedy relief for it. Which is crazy because in Chicago, a lot of people don't even know I got comedy chops. because I've just been in drama roles. Uh, Maybe not until recently, but I drove from St. Louis. That next day, I drove. No, that next day I drove from St. Louis to Chicago, slept, and then that next morning somebody picked me up, and I stayed a week in Indiana. That was the beginning of staying about 3 weeks in Indiana on and off for my very first feature film that I was leading. And it's currently what, January 18th. It's been a year, and I've branched into commercials, more commercials, short films, about to be more feature films, series even. None of them have been released officially, maybe except one or two short films. Um, one of the short films I'm starring is gonna be in an XL Film Festival in August. One of my short films, was premiered at the Southland International Film Festival. Shout out to Maurice, for directing that. There's just been so many blessings and so many good humans I've met along the way. So going forward, I don't know how much I'm gonna share because I don't want to get engrossed in social media, but um, I'll share something. My name is Taijun Waters, 5'6". I'm based in. My name is Taijun Waters, 5'6", located in Oak Park, Illinois.